Hello and welcome to Travel Daily's Inspirational Women in Travel Asia episodes. Today, I am here with the lovely Jel Gomez, who is the Group General Manager of Hotel101 Group, and she is based in the Philippines. Welcome, Jel. It's lovely to have you here today.
Hi, good afternoon. Thank you, Michaela, for that introduction, and thank you for having me.
The pleasure is all ours, all ours. I had a look at the history, and I'm always so interested in hearing how people got into the tourist industry, and you have an amazing career in hospitality. What is it about hospitality that makes you so passionate? Where did you start?
I took up bachelor in hotel and restaurant management in college. So on the early age, I really wanted to be in the tourism, seeing my cousin in the airline industry and my other relatives on a foreign service. So they inspired me on the beauty of our industry.
So it kind of runs in the family then.
Yes, it does. Yes.
Yeah. And what was your first role in hospitality? What was your first job?
I started as sales executive at Grand Regal Hotel Davao. It's formerly Mercure, located at southern part of the Philippines. I worked there for 2 years prior to going back here in Manila as sales executive of a boutique hotel, Orchid Garden Suites Manila. It's a beautiful small hotel, previously hosted different embassies. And then after that, as a very young hotelier, I opt to go to another hotel again, that's Waterfront Hotels and Casino, wherein I hold the position of sales account manager, handling 3 properties: Waterfront, Cebu, Mactan, Cebu City, and again back to Davao. So after that, one of my colleagues invited me to join him at then Westin, which is now Sofitel Philippine Plaza. So majority of my youth was spent there. I started as sales manager, handling corporate accounts. Then I got promoted as senior sales manager. After that, I got promoted again as assistant director of events, wherein I handled majority of the big events. Quite notable event is the World Debate, where I handled 400 rooms in 11 days, 1,000 debaters across the globe, wherein they have different preferences. We have Jews, Catholic, Buddhist, and they have different requirements from food, accommodation to religious requirements. And after 2 years with events, I went back to room sales as assistant director of rooms for another year. And then on my 10th year, after a decade with Sofitel Philippine Plaza, I then transferred at Hotel101. Hotel101 Group is the hospitality arm of Double Dragon Corporation. I started here as the head of sales and marketing for the group. During the pre-opening days, they started with 1 hotel, Injop Tower Hotel, Iloilo. And currently, we have 5 hotels under 2 brands. So we have Hotel101. This is the homegrown brand. And we also have Jinjiang Inn Philippines. Jinjiang Inn is a franchise brand from China. So we have Jinjiang Inn Makati, Ortigas, and Boracay. While for Hotel101, we have 1 in Pasay, Mall of Asia Complex, and Injop Tower Hotel in Iloilo. And also, may I share that we are also eyeing to be the first Filipino international hotel brand with our first hotel outside the country, which is Hotel101 Niseko, bringing in the Hotel101 brand across the globe. Of course, our Filipino brand of hospitality. Currently, I'm the general manager for Hotel101 Group, which is soon to be Hotel101 Global.
Very exciting. So your history is mostly in sales. So how do you go from being in sales to being general manager?
That's one of the paths that I wanted to take, being inspired of my previous general managers. So just before pandemic, I volunteered to handle the operations of Hotel101 Manila, our flagship hotel, while concurrently doing my duties as the head of sales and marketing. And then 2 months after, 2 or 3 months after, pandemic came. So I had to stay in the position, and we do not have a general manager that time because 2019 is one of the best year here in Manila of the tourism industry. So majority of the hoteliers and tourism frontliners really change their jobs for the better, of course, transferred for greener pasture, including my former general manager, who is now with another industry. So we do not have GM that time. So during pandemic, I had to step up and handle 5 hotels. That's for the sake of all the employees, because there's really no rules and a manual on how to handle the hotels during the pandemic. But we did handle it, and we did finish with flying colors.
So as a leader stepping into that role, and you've been leader for quite a few years in other roles, right? What was your biggest learning stepping into that challenge?
During those years with sales and marketing, the biggest learning that I have that I was able to incorporate when I transferred to operation is all of the problems have solutions. If you will just be honest and open to your client, open to the management, open to your staff, open to your colleague, you can always discuss and arrive to the best solution rather for any problem. Being open in times that you have these challenges is very important in order for you to maintain honesty, integrity. As we are in a service industry, every time you have problems, your team or your superior will always have that fear on how to resolve these problems. But I was blessed to have these very good mentors that when I've met all those almost impossible problem, we were able to come up with the best solution for our clients. And it's always possible by open communication, by honesty, by maintaining your integrity.
I like that. Good advice. Absolutely. What's been one of the biggest challenges for you I can imagine you must be very busy in your role. And how do you manage, life-work balance? A lot of us really struggle with that balance. How do you manage that?
Currently, one of the challenge here in Manila, I believe not only for our hotels, no, but for the tourism industry here in the Philippines, is the shortage of manpower. With 2 years, I think it's across the globe, with 2 years hiatus and everybody work from home, and majority of the companies have hybrid, flexible schedule. We cannot have that in the hotel. As we are a service industry, we have to face the client 24/7. But a lot of those retrenched do not want to go back, to tourism industry. They have an option of this work from home duties, and everyone reopened. We already have the cruise, all the hotels. So, and the airlines increase their flights as well. So they're also hiring flight attendants from the hotel. The cruise ships are hiring the housekeeping from the hotels. And of course, flights and seas offer a better compensation than a land-based job. So currently, that's the challenge, how to complete the plantilla. The workers have never been so important. You will really have to take care of them every day. They have to feel your sincerity, your authenticity, that you're doing it really for them. Especially with the generation that we're handling right now, we have the millennials, we have the Gen Z. You really have to tap on their emotions, and I think as a female leader, that's one of our strengths. Prior to, 10 years ago, there are very, very few female on the GM capacity. No, but right now we are seeing more and more women empowered for this position. And I think it's because also of that natural instinct for a female leader to care for their staff. They were able to tap that emotional side of the millennials, of our current manpower, wherein this manpower always asks for why, always asks for reason. And as a women, we have all the time to explain and to express, to address all those emotions. That's one of our um key strength as female leaders. And that's also what I do at home with my kids. So every day, yes, you are correct. It's very busy, but I make sure to it that I have time for my kids. And what's good about my kids, they really demand time also. They won't accept that I'm always busy. They will always demand time. They will always ask me out. And weekends, of course, weekends are for kids. And also, I travel a lot. I travel with friends. I travel with family. I travel with my colleagues. So it's one way to balance things. I kept on working. I work Monday to Friday. I visit all the hotels. I go to our Iloilo and Boracay properties once a quarter. So having a good balance is very important. And more than work and life balance, I am more of work-life harmony. We're in the 8 to 10 hours at work should be happy. I always tell my staff, you should be happy at work. It shouldn't be work-life balance that you are waiting for 5 o'clock to go out and go home to be happy. You should be happy while working. That's one of our mantra here at Hotel 101. You should be happy the moment you wake up, and when you're at the hotel, it shouldn't be a burden. So you will enjoy your life every hour of it.
Love that. I'm stealing that. Life harmony. Now, you said 10 years ago it wasn't the norm to have female GMs, and now it's kind of changed a bit. What do you think has been the main reason for that shift?
Aside from that, the one that I mentioned, the emotional capacity of female leaders, before the general manager comes from front office, food and beverage, male leaders, but right now majority are coming from finance, sales and marketing. Right now, the strength of female in delivering revenues, in delivering customer service, in delivering contentment or best practices for the team is being acknowledged already in our industry, that there are other things than decision making. The decision making right now should be calculated. All the revenues shall be accounted for while you're taking care of your guests, while you're taking care of your employees, and taking care of the stakeholders. So we're very good in multitasking. As a female leaders, we can do everything at the same time.
Yes, multitasking, for sure. It's a good strength to have. What personal values do you live and breathe today that you bring in as a leader that's important to you, that inspires you?
First is honesty and integrity. I always impart how important it is to be a trustworthy employee. It is important for your client. It is important for the stakeholder. It's important for your colleagues as well. All this dimension, you always have to consider employee, stakeholder, and your guest. It's not only all about guest. And also passion. I always tell them that in everything you do, you have to do it from the heart. Everything will follow after. No, you have to do your best. For example, you are a room attendant, you have to be the best room attendant. It has to come from the heart. But if you're doing the front office job, you have to have that mindset that you have to be very good in what you do. Front office, accounting, we have our own job to do, but we have to do it well and from the heart.
Do these values apply to you, when you're with your kids or your family and your friends?
Yes, that's what's good about these values. Both passion and honesty are both applicable wherever you go, with your family, with your friends. These are the basic foundation that you have to bring with you. That's your character. No, that's your character. That's your image also. And everyone who will talk to you or who will spend time with you will always feel the honesty and the authenticity of how you interact with them, of what you offer to them. So it's the same everywhere. It's the same with your friends, with your kids. They will know, they will feel it, even with your clients. So it's very, very important everywhere you go.
I can tell you're very passionate, a very passionate person.
I am.
Yeah, it's very inspiring. So what inspires you?
First and foremost, of course, my kids. I have two kids. I have first year college, a 19-year-old son, and I have a 9-year-old daughter, and they keep on inspiring me every day. I came from humble beginnings, so I have to work hard in order for me to send them to good school and to bring them up well. And it's an inspiration that I have in my heart every day when I work. Of course, family, that's very important. I think not only for me but for everyone.
Yeah, I love that. And finally, what are some piece of advice or pearls of wisdom that you can share with women in our industry who might have just started their career in the tourist industry, could be hospitality, or maybe they've been many years in the industry, but kind of looking at what else they can do, or maybe there's a promotion they're too scared to apply for, or not quite sure of what to do. What advice would you give those women?
Be courageous. Not because you're female, you have limited options. The options is unlimited. It's up to you. You have to have the courage for that promotion. You have to have the courage to apply for that job that you want. You have to be courageous to have the love of your life also to keep you inspired every day. But seriously, you really have to be brave and courageous in your everyday life. We're good that we're in tourism industry, but across all industry, it should be observed by every woman that we have an equal opportunity for every position that we want. We just have to take the first step. That's very important. You have to do it. You have to go there, and you will be amazed of the result.
Very inspiring. Jel, thank you so much for participating in the IWTA series. It's been an absolute pleasure to hear from you today. Thank you so much for sharing.
Also, thank you also, and I hope you will continue this show and keep on inspiring women and give them again the courage that they can be, that the options are limitless.
Thank you.